Rescue operations have continued in earnest here at Shaft 11 in Stilfontein. We saw the first batch of volunteers make their way after signing their indemnity forms there, and we've been seeing quite a number or a handful of those stayed behind also make their way here to ensure that they are also, contributing to this effort to make sure that those who remain stranded underground are assisted and, somewhat brought to the surface. They've explained to us the complexity of the roping system that they utilize to actually start off with sending a message in the form of a letter down the shaft, to ask and request if there's anybody who has the strength to be brought up, and then that message then will be replied to by another letter which will alert those above surface that, okay, we are ready, we can allow for one of ours to resurface. Once that is done with, extreme effort, then that person would then be brought to the surface, evaluated by the medical personnel here as well as the police, be processed therefore, and then that entire process actually makes it very, very tedious and long for them to ensure that they remove these people in their numbers. But we've seen quite a number of stakeholders make their way to this area, talking about, the humanitarian situation here, as well as talking about the impacts of such mine abandonment and illegality on mining communities that reside in mining areas. We're going to be talking to one of these organizations, Makua, Communities United in Action. Tell us, as Mining Communities United in Action, what brings you here? You've been at the forefront of spearheading the reality of mining communities in South Africa and the fact that these mining communities are often at the back foot of development and find themselves as victims of criminality due to such eventualities.
Thank you. What is important is that South Africa is facing very much high unemployment rate. And secondly, we believe that these abandoned mines, which were done by the people who came in and mined, loot minerals and left this shaft behind, and people who without any skills but mining. So these people, when they're facing unemployment and poverty kicks in, obviously they'll go back and try and get something to put bread on the table and support their families. But we find it very strange that the government itself is not assisting into making sure that they legalize, transform this sector, a sector which can assist in, reducing the number of unemployment and create jobs and even contribute to the economy of the company, but to the economy of the country. But unfortunately, we find it a government that is very ruthless, and not looking at how can we assist, because the people, if they come out here and there's no alternative jobs, well, where will they go? How can we not come and negotiate with these people and see how we transform this sector and make sure it's safe, it's legalized, and we can work with those people? But unfortunately, that doesn't happen. So what brings us here mostly is that the government, they decided to stop the food, and for the people who are down there. And what you are saying is that we should preserve life. We should be human. We should give those people life, because even criminals in jail, they get 3 meals. What is different with these people that are here? Because these people are down there trying to get to put bread on the table. And what is worse, it's not only these people that are so-called illegal mining. You will go to the commercial mines, the big mines. Those white elites are mining without licenses, but because that activity is undertaken by those elites, nothing happens, because those taxes that comes out there go to the very same parliamentarian shareholders and enjoy big houses, cars and so on. That's why those people are not being touched. But the victims, the young black people who are trying to make a living, they're taken seriously. But how can not they hold accountable to those who left the shaft open and not do nothing about it?
And holding mining companies